course, it is, we can say that for you, there is a certain degree of empowerment angle associated with social media. However, would you agree that there has been a particular use of social media for propaganda and its implications on the geopolitical environment globally? I mean, there has been a certain degree of socio-economic turnaround in the last decade, and there is a way we perceive that changes. And social media definitely kind of it forms one's views on this, and we try to defend, we try to oppose the way we like or dislike somebody. And I think as a group or as a crowd, if something comes up, it definitely becomes news. Sometimes false news can also land up in Hindi newspapers, English newspapers. I mean, I agree from my own experience. I was born in Agra, and at the time when I was like 12 or 13 years of age, there was round of news in newspaper about Taj Mahal actually being a temple. So, I don't know the veracity, like the validity of such news, but it's not to blame only social media. This has been like a phenomena that has ever been there. This was something that I'd read in a well-published Hindi newspaper article, that was always, these things always existed. But the problem, I guess, now is that we all access this. And not only it is a medium to circulation of a news, but it, I think, is also a source of entertainment sometimes. What would you add to this? Thank you.
It is. I agree with what you've said, and I agree with what Ms. Pragad and Anna also said, and they also raised some very pertinent points. But of course, I mean, lately, I mean, I'll tell you, I can give you my example. A few years back, you have news meetings where you need to come up with your story ideas. Back in the day, you went, researched, thought of story ideas. Here you were told, so what's buzzing on Twitter? Twitter top trends. These are the 5 trends on Twitter on my beat. So let's do that story. And out of those 5 trends, 3 were just fake news. They were just trends that Twitter had, just come up with because the hashtag was popular or the star was, and people write anything on everything and it's picked up. Lastly, just a few weeks ago, there was fake news being circulated. A channel put up some fake post, then brought it down pertaining to a star's death. It was untrue, but they put it up and then brought it down because it was circulating on the net. Now you have constant forwards being set to use, the WhatsApp University, that this is buzzing. You go to Twitter, this is buzzing. I mean, a few days ago, Mahendra Singh Dhoni retires. Automatically you log on. Has he retired? Has he retired? No, it was just a hashtag. So, I mean, and also then as Anna also rightly said, community biases. Twitter, someone or the other, I mean, it's also used as a, means of propaganda, whether it's Twitter, and now I just see the same happening on Instagram as well. Anyone or everybody just thinks that their agenda, their propaganda against somebody can be put up. And sometimes they're just nameless, faceless people. They're fake IDs. There's no way of controlling Twitter. There's no censorship there. Sometimes I feel it's important, but then sometimes I feel since it's democratic, everybody should have their right to say so. But that needs to be also restrained because anyone or anybody can say anything. It's great to have arguments. It's great to have debates, but sometimes they do cross the line because also, how there was this whole thing about terrorist groups also taking to Twitter for their propaganda. And they're impressionable minds also. But like Instagram says, a kid has to be 13 years old to have an Instagram profile. The kids way younger than that have profiles. Parents have also started Instagram handles of their toddlers under the name of their toddlers. Oh, why don't you visit my child's profile? Though it's being managed by the parent, why do you need to do that? And everyone has access to Twitter. Anyone has access to Twitter. You just need to Google it, just type in a name and you'll get their information, their tweets. And anyone can say everything. And the news, propaganda against communities, what's happening between countries. I mean, sometimes it's entertaining to read some false news, but sometimes also it could have repercussions as well. Because, and that's why I make my answers short because we're running out of time. It's just basically we need to see what we're reading. As Anna said, where does it come from? Who's writing it? And also check facts. If you have a source, call up that person. It's very easy, or just WhatsApp the person because nowadays no one calls up. But just do check your facts before you also jump onto that timeline and thread and give your little 2 bits. I know it can shape public opinion also, but all the time, shaping, it's not for the positive. There are also negatives involved here. So, I mean, I just feel that one should, it's a tool for empowerment, but also see it also can be a tool of disempowerment.